Hey, and welcome back. Today we experience the final chapter of Defiance. And not a moment too soon, because the remaster launches next Tuesday. And you can bet we'll be right there playing that with you. So what's happening? The chapter card said we are somehow back in the Avenous Catacombs, so let's find out what's going on. For the last time in Defiance, we've got the coin, which is going to tell us how to play. If it's Kain, we're going to do every fight and feed on everything we possibly can. If it's Raziel, we're going to skip as many fights as we can and just go from point A to point B. All right, let's flip. And for our final coin toss, it's Kain. All right, that means we're going to do every fight and feed on everything we can. Let's see what's happened here. He lives! How?
I awoke to find myself in a shadowy realm.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
A disquieting stillness lay where my heart had been, the heart that had belonged to Janus Ordran all along. How was it possible that I still lived?
You are still very full, vampire. That will go first. This realm will render you hideous. You will go mad, and will not know it.
What is this place?
Do you not think of this place every day, vampire? But are we truly forgotten? This is the exile into which we were driven. But soon now, soon we will be free. We will be free.
So Kain is alive and in the demon realm. So, how? How is Kain alive? The official explanation, directly from Amy Hennig, is that his nature as the Scion of Balance allows him to survive. It's not super satisfying, but there's some great theories out there. There's a couple of theories to discuss here, and I want to thank Hammer 9001 and Cynical Warlock for having such a great conversation about this on the comment section of one of the shorts. One theory is that the nature of the demon realm itself prevents death, and the Hilden were able to channel this energy and use it as a curse to inflict upon the ancient vampires. And a trippier theory that Hammer 9001 proposes is that the reason that the demon realm assures immortality is because this is the Elder God's home plane. He came from a place that ensured his immortality, that has no cycle of life and death. And then as he came into Nosgoth, he basically became an invasive species, eating all the souls available. And going even further, that the reason the Elder God incited the ancient vampires to war against the Hilden, this theory proposes that the Hilden had actually summoned him and trapped him from his home in the demon realm and the material realm. I don't know how much I buy into this, but it is a pretty fun and cool theory to think about. But I tend to agree more with Cynical Warlock's position, where the Elder God is meant to be eldritch and unknowable and mysterious. And I'm fine with that. I don't need every mystery solved. I don't need every aspect of the story answered. But still super fun to think about. And thanks again to both Hammer 9001 and Cynical Warlock for the great discussion. Seriously, that's one of my favorite parts about doing the channel is these deep lore discussions and debates, and it's just really fun to to see people who have a real passion for the series debate the finer points of it. So thanks again for watching. Let's do some more. So this is a dark reflection of the already very dark pit of Hashigek. Now, why did they say to Kain, "Why do you think of this place every day?" Well, we're going to see that in Blood Omen 2 when we get there. And yes, we're going to get there. We will play it. We have the remaster to do first, of course. But Kain has a very good reason for thinking of the demon realm every single day. And when we get there, we will discuss. So let's talk about the demon realm for a minute. So the Demon Realm is kind of like Event Horizon, a dimension of pure chaos. Now, it's not quite as wild as Event Horizon, but the nature of the Demon Realm, and this is a quote, this is paraphrasing a quote from Daniel Kabuko, warps and twists everything that eventually enters it. So these demons that we see, some of them are very likely warped and twisted Hilden. Now, but not all of them, though. I think it's very easy to trace the path from Hilden to Demon in some of these, especially the Electro demons, and then a few of the demons from Soul Reaver 2. But some of them are very obviously natives of this realm, like our good old friend Fire Demon here, for instance, who we saw lots of in Blood Omen 1. So I think that when we see denizens of the Demon Realm, we see a mix of warped and twisted Hilden and native and actual natural-born demons. Really interesting to think about. It's very handy that there are pots of blood here in the Demon Realm for me. And that the demons seem to be just fine with smacking each other. Now, so where do the demons go when they're defeated here? Detroit? No, they don't go to Detroit. It seems like they just kind of recycle back, and when they can will matter again, like in the Spectral Realm, they reconstitute themselves. At least that's my interpretation of video game mechanics into lore. There we go. Okay, is this actually a dark reflection of the Pit of Hashigek? Or just a random arena? And just like that, Kain manages to escape. Okay, maybe not just like that. So let's talk a little bit about what just happened.
I felt strongly drawn, compelled even, not to linger here, but to go to the Vampire Citadel at once.
Cool. Let's go then. So yeah, this area of the Demon Realm, in the game files, where is it actually physically located? Is it like under the Pit of Hashigek? Seems like geometry-wise that would make the most sense. Yeah, now that we can get out, we will go to the Vampire Citadel, because we actually can't go anywhere else. The Spirit Forge being activated called the spirit of every Balance Guardian to itself, including Kain. So this compulsion to leave Avenous and head directly to the Vampire Citadel is a direct result of that. Let's see how far we climbed. Oh, nope. It's what I get for trying to sightsee. Oh. Let's try that again, but from a safer... It's a long drop. Let's not jump down there again. Ah. How many more items does Kain need? Oh, that's our last health talisman. So we've got 2 arcane tomes and one TK rune to get. And those will be on the way. And we didn't really get to explore here as Raziel. Let's go take a peek. Okay, nothing to see here. I've always loved the detail of Kain running around with a big gaping hole in his chest, which, I mean, obviously makes sense. But, yeah, stupid mural. More demons. Okay, let's do this. Oh, hey, look, there's a tome there. Nice. All right, that means we're just missing one rune and one tome. It's always so satisfying to block a projectile with one of your own. All I want is to just use my time power. Is that too much to ask? Apparently. So Kain, of course, has been in the Catacombs of Avenous before, fighting demons. And this is, of course, in Blood Omen 1. After acquiring the Soul Reaver, or maybe before, depending on what order you decide to do them in, on his way to get the Wraith armor. There we go. Anything else? Nope. Skippable? Nope. Whatever, I do what I want. There we go. Now we can do the time power. Yeah. This is, of course, slow time from we were able to get in Blood Omen 1.
At times, my magic extends into very exotic disciplines, such as the manipulation of time. I am able to slow time down so I can move about, quick as a wolf, while all others move as though they were mired in mud.
There we go. Oh, these platforms are still here. Anything up here we can get with Kain? No, there's not. But we can glide down. All right. To the Vampire Citadel. Because the Spirit Forge calls all Balance Guardians to itself.
I knew what ominous hour this was in Nosgoth's history. For here was the event that had shaped my entire existence. I had cast my fate, refusing the sacrifice, damning the pillars, and founding my doomed empire upon their ruins. I would raise the Salafan priests to be my closest lieutenants, and would one day cast the strongest of them, my servant Raziel, into the abyss, dealing one last hand to play against fate. But in the end, had it made any difference? Had I misread the signs, as Moebius told me? In my arrogance, had I missed my cast at destiny?
Okay, so one minor technical nitpick here that I'm hoping to see fixed in the remaster is the audio here, Simon's VO here, which is, I mean, as always, Simon gives his full performance and it's amazing. It feels a little crunchy and compressed, as if it's been mixed a little too hot and then compressed a little bit file size wise on the disc. So I'm hoping that they don't have to compress it quite so much for the remaster. But I'm sure that they're going to have what they're going to have. And here's our last TK rune for Kain. So for health and telekinesis, we are 100% powered up. Man, who's leaving these blood pots? Never mind, I'm just grateful they are. And you'll notice, and we probably noticed this when we were here with Raziel before, there's no feral humans. Why? Because Kain killed all their ancestors. That's why. We killed them all as Kain, and now their entire culture died out. So nice job, Kain. Yeah, I'm not falling for that again. It's like a big shadowy kangaroo, hoping I'll get in the pond with him so that he'll pummel and drown me. Or in my case, burn myself to death. Okay, we could just do this, I guess. Okay, I guess you got sick of it. Don't blame you. All right. Seems like there was water. Oh, good. All drained out. Hey, look at that. Raziel made a hole for us that we can use as Kain. Okay, I'm gonna just let this joke die now. It's stupid. And here's our last arcane tome. Boom, there we go. There's all our health talismans, all of our TK runes, and all of our arcane tomes for Kain. That's 100%. We've got all the items now. So let's wrap this up. I love that smile.
The Hilden are merely an inconvenient consequence. They will be dealt with in time. It is a small price to pay for Kain's death.
You're a bit premature.
Kain!
Is there a crack in your omniscience after all, Moebius? First, your omniscience, and now your powers. You're slipping badly.
This is not possible.
The part of me that staff affected is no longer in its place. But you already knew that, didn't you? I always was considered heartless.
I love that line.
And now, Moebius, it is time.
To kill me? Again? Your only solution for every problem. Kill.
This is not a debate. You see, this time, you have nothing that I want.
You think this will matter?
So satisfying.
I serve one who has power over life and death.
Then go to him.
I am his obedient, his devoted servant. Soon, all pain will fade, and my master will bring me life once more.
He seems awfully assured about that.
Master, my apologies. A momentary oversight. Somehow Kain still lives. Has unexpectedly dispatched me. Make use of your good servant, and go to your master then. I release you to the wheel. Oh, God, no. Do you see it now? The monster that you served. Is this what you imagined when you worshipped it? No! And in that knowledge, go and feed it. I release you.
We're going to talk about this in a minute. So satisfying.
Your petty actions are irrelevant, Raziel. Moebius was a good servant, but he was of no further use. His long life had run its course. You see, even when you rebel, you are doing my will.
Perhaps. But something has changed, hasn't it? You didn't foresee Kain's return.
You have both traced your paths along the wheel. This is where the journey ends.
You haven't the means to kill either one of us.
Ah, but you can be stopped. And you will come to understand how oblivion can be a mercy. You and Kain will spend eternity buried here together, praying for the merciful release of a death that will never come.
But I was armed with newfound knowledge, and it burned within me.
Redeemer and Destroyer.
Moebius had never seen his master until the Soul Reaver purified his sight. Even the ancient vampires had no idea what it was they so righteously worshipped.
You must unite what has been set asunder.
All the conflict and strife throughout history, all the fear and hatred, served but one purpose: to keep my master's wheel turning. All souls were prisoners, trapped in the pointless round of existence, leading distracted, blunted lives until death returned them, always in ignorance, to the wheel.
The coin is still turning.
But what hope had there been? One cannot fight the unseen.
Only then will the Scion of Balance be armed for his true endeavor.
Despair, Raziel. There is no escape.
It was then I knew what I had to do. I alone could end this.
Okay, before we continue, for our Hardest Dialogue series, I added something I think this scene really, really needed, and that was music to heighten the emotion of the moment. This is the climax of Raziel's character arc. He has been avoiding this fate for the entire game. He's been trying to find out what his purpose is for all 3 games. And now he knows. And now he makes a choice. And this moment deserves the buildup that I think right now, in Defiance as it is, it doesn't actually have. I'm really excited to see what they do with this moment in the remaster. In Baziel's video about the features of the remaster, he mentions a dynamic music system, and I really, really, really hope that there's something here to really heighten the drama of this moment, because this moment deserves it. I also want to mention what's about to happen. Took me 22 years to come to terms with. Okay, Raziel has made his choice. Now, let's see the consequence.
Kain, do you so enjoy death?
Yes.
Raziel. No!
Yes, this is how...
No! Raziel!
The Soul Reaver, pure of all corruption. This is what it is for. This is what I am for. The 2 become one. Both Soul Reavers together. And the Scion of Balance is healed. And I am not your enemy, not your destroyer. I am, as before, your right hand, your sword.
No, Raziel. This can't be the way.
And now you will see the true enemy.
Raziel. And it was then I saw.
So, I am revealed to you at last.
What in hell?
I am the origin of life, the devourer of death. I am the hub of the wheel, the purifying cycle to which all souls must be drawn.
Had I condemned Raziel to this nightmare when I cast him into the abyss?
You may ponder the futility of your ambitions as you spend a deathless eternity beneath a mountain of rubble. You and your Soul Reaver will go equally mad as the eons pass. The Citadel of the Apostates will become your living tomb.
Your words are heartening. For you would not fear us unless we could truly do you harm.
No! You are nothing!
False god. This is the end. The final turn of your wheel.
Okay, before we start, let's switch one last time. Back to the adventures of Kain and Raziel. The 2 become one, the Reaver purified, the Scion healed. So, what does this all mean? First, it means that Kain can finally see the true enemy, the Elder God. Second, it means that he is healed. Raziel was able to heal him, and Kain survives without the heart of darkness. And because of what Raziel has been able to accomplish now, the Soul Reaver is in its true purified form. And Raziel is sacrificing himself to endow the Scion of Balance with the arms he needs to complete his true endeavor. Now, we don't know what his true endeavor is yet, but I think fighting the Elder God is a huge part of that. But what does this mean for Raziel and his journey? So Kain now has the Soul Reaver that his younger self will eventually find in Avenous. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments, but this is my take on what just happened. We need to think of this in a couple of different ways. We need to separate the entity that has been twinned and bound to Raziel this entire time, and then Raziel himself. We'll call the Wraith Blade Old Raziel, because it has been Raziel this entire time. And then we'll call the Vampire Wraith Raziel New Raziel. At this point, Old Raziel, the Wraith Blade, has been fully purified now after being forged in the Spirit Forge. All the Balance Guardians called to it to purify it, and then being used to heal the Scion of Balance. That is the end of Old Raziel's journey. This is the end of the cycle. It's the end of the loop. And that was Old Raziel's purpose. New Raziel is just beginning his journey inside the Reaver, which, makes me sad that he will have to endure these thousands upon thousands of years of imprisonment inside the blade, imprisonment and hunger, and not to mention all the horrible things that has been done with that blade by Kain and by others. And so it's not an enviable fate. But I think that knowing that one day he will be able to purify the Scion of Balance as he has done here has enabled him to make this sacrifice, secure in the knowledge that this is the choice that he was meant to make. And now that he has made it, Kain is ready to embark upon his true endeavor. So let's get started. And the effect there with the eyes, amazing. Okay, so we've got to jump and we've got to dodge.
Submit to my will.
No, thank you. Okay, so he can't block with TK projectiles. So a good way to do this fight is to hold auto face and then dodge the projectiles.
You will never break from the wheel of fate.
But one of my favorite details, Oh, talk or fight, Ben. Talk or fight. One of my favorite details is the Reaver's glowing eyes now. And of course, Kain's theme from Blood Omen 2 is an awesome accompaniment to this fight. So when the tentacles start to glow and sparkle like that, that means that they are ready to hit, if you're close enough. Jump, jump. Dodge. Okay, there's one. Ah, just so close. So we haven't heard it yet, but one of the hardest lines in the entire series is one of his barks that he has here, and that's, "Your sacrifice has been in vain, Raziel." Whew. Because I fully believe that Raziel is 100% aware of everything that is happening now. Ah. Jump. Jump. Ouch. Ah. Got it. Always satisfying to get it on the first try.
You cannot destroy me, Kain. I am the engine of life itself. The wheel will turn, the plague of your kind will be purged from this world, and on that inevitable day, your wretched, stagnant soul will finally be mine.
In the meantime, you'd best burrow deep.
Can't wait to see this
Now at
cutscene
last,
remastered.
The masks had fallen away. The strings of the puppets had become visible, and the hands of the Prime Mover exposed. Most ironic of all was the last gift that Raziel had given me. More powerful than the sword that now held his soul, more acute even than the vision his sacrifice had accorded me. The first bitter taste of that terrible illusion. Hope.
So, that was Defiance. It's the end of a chapter. I don't feel like it's the end of this story. Now that the Scion of Balance is equipped for his true endeavor, it wasn't just fighting the Elder God, was it? No, there has to be more to this. And I've got some really, really cool ideas where that could go. And I've made a whole video about what I would like to see next for Legacy of Kain. And at this point in time, in just a few days, as of the release of this video, Defiance Remastered will be out. And that is super, super, super exciting. I'm really excited to play this again because I love Defiance. I think it's a great story. It's a great end to the Soul Reaver arc. Now that Kain has been purified, he has suffered with Napraptor's corruption his entire existence. So who is he without Napraptor's corruption? I still think he's pragmatic. I still think he is harsh without being cruel necessarily. But I think that more than anything, Kain is driven. He is laser focused on his goal. And what is his goal? His goal is to restore not just balance to Nosgoth, but order. I think a lot about where this story could go, and I really hope we get to see that someday. I love this series, obviously. Spent almost the last year and a half making videos because I love it, for no other reason. The resurgence of the series has been one of the greater joys I've felt in a long time. So now that it's over, I want to hear all your thoughts on the ending of Defiance. What does it mean? Where do you think it could go? Or are you satisfied with it as an ending to the Legacy of Kain story? However you feel about it, I want to hear from you in the comments. I want to thank all of you for joining me for this journey in Defiance. It's been amazing, the response that I've gotten from all of you, including those of you working on the remaster and those of you who worked on the original. It is just so cool to have been able to interact with you and to know that you've seen these. I love these games with all my heart, and I'm so excited to see what's next for Legacy of Kain. Ve Victus. If you like what you see and you want to see more, do the things.